my name's Mallory, and today we are going to be doing the trash book tag. So I found this tag on an amazing channel called Jax Reads, and it's a really cool channel, and you should really check out the original there. But basically, this list of questions right here is like things you're trash for in books. And so let's just jump into the questions. Question number 1. What is a non-canon OTP that you are trash for? That is definitely After Akawar. That is definitely Elide and Azriel. I love those two together after Akawar. And it just kind of appeared out of nowhere. But now it is like the greatest. Like, I love it. Okay. Number 2. Favorite pop culture reference in a book. So, I do not remember which Heroes of Olympus book this quote that I'm about to say is from, but I know it's definitely from one of the Heroes of Olympus books. And somebody, I really can't remember who, it's been a really long time since I read this book, is going on a quest to try to find Nike, Goddess of Victory, and somebody says, do you think she'll show up if we just promote Adidas really, really loudly? And that, I remember laughing my butt off at that. That was hilarious. But Riordan is just like the king of like really corny like jokes and pop culture references. By the way, I'm sorry if like the glare on my glasses is really bad. Like, I have a lamp right here, and so I'm sorry if like the glare is like really bad and you can't see my eyeballs. Okay, number 3. Favorite love triangle in a book. Me personally, I'm not a huge fan of love triangles, so this one was kind of hard. But if I had to pick one, I would go with the love triangle in the Snow Like Ashes series between Mira, Mather, and Theron from Sarah Rash's Snow Like Ashes. That kind of rhymed. I really love like all 3 of these characters, and that was like the first time I'd ever like had a love triangle that I didn't just disdain. Like, I actually would have been okay with Mira winding up with either one of those people. So that was like the only time I've ever like found a love triangle that didn't really make me want to like beat my head against the wall. Number 4. Favorite romance scene. So basically, all I'm going to say here is Chapter 55 of Akamath by Sarah J. Maas. And if you don't agree with me, like, you probably need to go reread that again, because that was just like, ugh, I loved that so much, so much. That was amazing. Number 5. Favorite rom-com moment from a book. I don't really read a lot of contemporary, so I had to like really fish for a rom-com moment in like a fantasy book. And actually, I just remembered that scene in Sea of Monsters where Percy and Annabeth go to that water park, the abandoned water park in the middle of nowhere, and like accidentally, or like maybe Ares sent them on, yeah, that's what it was. Ares sent them on a quest to go find like Aphrodite's scarf, and she left it in like the tunnel of love in this abandoned theme park. And so Percy and Annabeth had to go down this tunnel of love ride as like 12 or 13-year-olds to go and find Aphrodite's little scarf thing. And it was just really awkward, but it was really cute, and it was just, I love it. I love it. Okay. The next question, number 6, is best love confession in a book. And for this, we are going back to A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. And that is that moment where Rhys is like confessing when he realized he was in love with Feyre. You know, like that moment he discovered the mating bond. And he cries. And it was just, it was adorable. I love Rhys. Rhys is adorable. I love him so much. Number 7. Book you bought because the cover was pretty. Okay, we've all heard the saying, don't judge the book by its cover, right? Well, they've never seen this cover before. This cover is absolutely glorious, and that is 1,000 Pieces of You by Claudia Gray. And I actually got this book off of my bookshelf so I could show it to you how pretty it is. So like, here is the book. I know my camera's really weird and it like turned it around backwards, so like the letters are backwards. But look at this cover. It's like really pretty watercolor cityscape. It is glorious. And yes, all of the covers of all of the books in this series have these really pretty, like just gorgeous watercolor covers. And I actually borrowed this book from the library. Like that's what made me, the cover is what made me gravitate towards this book in the library. And the cover was so beautiful that after I read it, I asked my mom, can I have this book for Christmas? And she said, but you already read it. I was like, I know, but I have to have this cover on my bookshelf. You don't understand, it's glorious. And she actually bought it for me for Christmas. So thanks, Mom. Yeah, this cover is just like, look at it again. Like, it's gorgeous. I love it so much. And I'm probably like fangirling really hard in this video because like all of these things I'm listing, they're like my favorites of everything. So yeah. Number 8 of this tag is favorite sappy moment from a book. And I don't know about y'all, but for me, that is the epilogue of the last book of the Harry Potter series. And when they're like sending their kids off to Hogwarts on the train, and it's just like nostalgia to the max. It's just like, that's one of the few moments where I've like actually cried reading a book. I don't like really actually shed tears when I read, even though I might feel like I need to. I very rarely ever like cry actual tears when I read a book. But this, 19 years later, in the epilogue of Deathly Hallows, I cried. I cried so much. I was just like, Harry Potter is over. What am I supposed to do with my life? You know? I mean, Harry Potter is like the greatest of all time. So that really got to me. Yeah, really got to me. Okay, number 9. What villain would you date? I'm sorry, I got these backwards. Number 9 is actually favorite flamboyant character. And that for me is Selena Sardathian from the Throne of Glass series. And I won't spoil it for you in case you haven't read it, but there is a scene where she like really messes with this dude's head, and it's just like, it's that scene with the pirates in, I think it's Empire of Storms. Yeah, it's Empire of Storms. It's that scene in Empire of Storms, and you probably know what I'm talking about, but I don't want to spoil it. If you've read it, you probably know what I'm talking about, but I don't want to spoil it. But that was just, she was so freaking extra in that scene. Oh my god. I was like dying of laughter. I love her so much. She is the most sassy character like ever. Just Aelin, or just Selena is queen. Like, yeah, like, she's like, I love her so much. Okay. This is actually number 10. What villain would you date? And for me, that's got to be Draco Malfoy because he's literally the... What? I'm sorry, there was a fly. I got distracted. Draco Malfoy is like literally the only person I could like think of for this. So I'm gonna go with Draco Malfoy, even though it's not a very original answer. So the villain that I would date would be Draco Malfoy. Because he's Draco Malfoy. I mean, why wouldn't? Why wouldn't you go with Draco for this? And the last question on this tag is come up with a trashy alter ego name. And I just did my Instagram handle, which is Mallory the Mermaid. And it's not very like witty or trashy, but it's like the best one I could come up with. So thank you guys for watching this video with me. I'm sorry for like my extreme fangirliness and like squealing and stuff, but thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time I do a video. I'm in the middle of a book right now, so hopefully I will have a book review coming up for you guys soon, and I'm not going to tell you what it is just in case I don't finish it and change my mind. But hopefully I will have a book review coming for you guys soon. So, thanks for watching. Bye!